Hey everybody, it's Flat Earth Santa coming with another pickups for the week of March 18th, 2025. Got quite a bit this week. I didn't think I was getting so much, but you know, I got some cool stuff and want to start, you know, show some of it off. So, first one up, we've got Batman 656. It's the first full appearance, or the first full appearance of Damian Wayne. Um, I mean, it's going to be a little bit more important with James Gunn's Brave and the Bold and some of the cartoons that are coming out. Damian's going to be playing a lot more uh, role uh, in the Batman universe than previous years. So thought it was a cool one to grab. Um, Next up, we have, well, DC versus Marvel, number one. Um, Lots of rumors about another crossover event, big crossover event that's coming up. This one was one of the big ones in the original. This came in the 90s, was, really huge. And so it's picked up a little bit on the price. Um, I got it really cheap, so I figured I'd grab another copy just to have in case things spike really, really big. Next up is uh, Robotech the Macross saga. Um, this is the first appearance of Robotech in comics. For those that don't know, Robotech's, a big, it's a sort of a manga um, that got brought over to United States in the late 70s, early 90s, or sorry, late 70s, early 80s, um, and was really cool. It's a really cool cartoon, and you know, uh, it sort of came just after Shogun Warriors, so really cool. Absolutely, Robotech's some cool stuff, and I didn't have it, so when I saw it, I had to grab it. Now I've already got a copy of this, but because this was so nice, and again, the perfect storm of cheap, cool, uh, and something I want. Uh, Great price, great condition. Is Godzilla versus Mighty Morphin Power Rangers number one, the 8-bit um, variant, and it's the Diego Sanchez, the exclusive Virgin variant. Uh, I really love this cover. This brings me back. Um, it just brings. I mean, I wasn't quite as much of a Power Rangers guy. I was more of Voltron, but Godzilla's my guy, and anything with him in it, I usually try to grab it. And this was great price, and again, perfect storm. Next up, we've got Transformers number one. Now, I sought this out because I have a copy and I didn't want to crack it. Um, I'm going to Heroes Con in June, and I wanted to get this signed by Daniel Warren Johnson when I was there. So I got myself a absolute minty copy. Um, and that's what this is going for. So really cool. Absolutely, you know, huge Transformers fan. As you can see, there's Megatron, and you've seen in my previous videos, Optimus. Um, it's the new Skybound, the Energon universe, and it's some really good reading. So, uh, speaking of another Optimus, and again in the Skybound Energon universe, um, it's Transformers number 14, the George Forez incentive variant, the 1 in 25. Uh, it's got that just it's got that 80s feel to it, you know, like you're going to be going to a roller skating rink, and you know, it's just the commercial that just came on about the new toys. So it's really cool. Absolutely love this copy, or absolutely love this cover. So had to get the 80s nostalgia covers. Next up, we've got uh, House of Mystery number 234. Uh, it's an Ernie Chan cover. Cool witch, sort of escaping from the book. Um, I mean, what more can you say? It's DC bronze horror at its best. Ernie Chan, uh, Dominguez, Neil Adams, um, just the bunch of them. Um, my God, Bernie Wrightson. There's so many that go together. Um, I love, or I'm really loving the DC bronze horror. It's becoming a staple of mine in my collecting. I didn't before, but you know what? It's kind of cool, and I really love the covers. Um, the stories are fun too. So, speaking of which, here's a square bound. Uh, Now, this is volume 2, but it's Giant Size Chillers number 1. Now, everybody knows Giant Size Chillers number 1, the volume 1. That's the first appearance of Lilith. Uh, this is the volume 2. Cool stories. Um, a lot of fun. This is my second copy. My first copy was a little bit rattier, um, so I wanted an upgrade, and again, it was good price, so I cannot complain. And I mean, when I say it is, when you can read the square bound perfectly all the way across, you know that it's a good copy. Uh, Again, square bound. Needs to get a little bit of a press and a little bit of work, but this is a beautiful copy of Hulk 145. And it's the origin of Hulk retold. Um, Especially with that black cover, it is very hard to get in high grade. So getting it in such great shape, I couldn't resist. Um, it's going to need a little bit of work. The square bounds not quite as nice as I'd like it. So it's going to be a little bit of a project, and try to fix it up a little bit. There's a little bit of creasing, but you know what? I think uh, I think I can make it a decent copy, and I think it's a cool project book because I haven't really done many square bounds, and I'd like to get better at it. Also, I'm talking about cleaning and pressing. So next up, we've got Alien Worlds number 2. And of course, as everyone knows, it's the Dave Stevens cover. Um, Dave Stevens went a little crazy last year or in 2024 and late 2023. They've come back down to regular pricing. I mean, they're not dollar books anymore, but um, they're still cool and they're affordable again. So I do pick up when I see them because I love good girl art. Dave Stevens is one of my favorite artists. I liked him even before he became big. Um, the Rocketeer was some of the coolest stuff that I had seen. So again, as I said, I love Dave Stevens and good girl art. So pick that one up. I have I think a 9.6 or a 9.8 of that. I don't remember. Um, but speaking of perfect storms again, great clean copy, and I mean clean. Excellent price, cool cover, book I need to have. I didn't have this, amazingly enough. I had sold my copy, and I think this is absolutely cool. Uh, I missed it. Uh, Jack Kirby goodness. New Gods #1. It's obviously the premiere issue. It's first appearance of Orion, Highfather, Metron, Calabac, Light Ray. It's the first also the team appearance of the Parademons. Um, really, really cool book. Uh, Jack Kirby knocks it out of the park on the artwork. Uh, I needed to get it back, and I'm glad I found a cool copy, a really nice, clean copy at a great price. So, because it was really expensive there for a while. I'm glad it's come back down and being a little bit more realistic. Um, Next up, well, I've got a copy of it in 9.6. Um, I've got a copy that was signed by Frank Miller at CGC right at the moment, and I didn't have a newsstand copy. Now, this is not super high grade, um, but probably about 7.5, um, maybe an 8.0 with a little bit of work. But it's newsstand and it was really cheap. So I couldn't resist. I was sitting there, I'm like, I don't know if I should get this or not. It's not, normally I like to try to get in the nines or better, especially for newer stuff. But it was just too good of a deal to pass up. So I got it. I didn't have a newsstand copy, so now I do. Uh, the next two books are from um, good friends. They finally got to meet them in person at MegaCon, and that's Surtur Collectibles, both Surtur and Mrs. Surtur, and in collaboration with Punisher Rider, who again is another friend who I got to meet at MegaCon, and we'll see them all again at Heroes Con. Um, it's Gore Noir, book #2 in the series. Now, here is it's a Wonder Woman exclusive. It's AP3, so Artist Proof 3. This is the paper copy, and it looks absolutely beautiful. It's bondage, it's Wonder Woman. What more could you ask? I mean, let's face it, it's Wonder Woman bondage. That's pretty much a given at this point. Uh, but also, I got a copy, and if you can hear it, it's metal. But it's not just any metal, it's white metal. and boy, does it pop. I'm not sure if the camera is going to do it as justice as it really is, but this thing just, I mean, it pops. And let's see if we can get it over a bit and see if we can get it to compare, because it really does pop. As you can see, the deepness of the reds are there. The blues are just, you know, it's just got a lot more shadowing, and has some depth to it more than regular paper. It is absolutely, I mean, metal's cool, but white metal, wow. I'm I'm absolutely blown away. Uh, so that's cool. As you can see on the back, it's the Punisher Rider and Surtur collectibles. Um, and not only that, another copy, or the book number one, which is Harley Quinn and being sitting in an electric chair, being electrocuted by the Punisher. Uh, it's a connecting cover, so book one and two go together. Um, they can stand on their own, or they can look really cool going together. So um, I'll probably put both of them up on my Instagram at some point, and you'll get to see them. So keep an eye out for that. Next, we have, again, Good Girl Art. And you know my love of Lara Croft, Tomb Raider. This is the Dynamic Forces J. Lee Gold variant, the gold foil. It's up here. It's a spot foil, but again, really cool. Um, there was, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, there was. This was limited to 3,000 copies. So again, me and Good Girl Art, Tomb Raider, Witchblade, etc. I see it, don't have it, and it's not expensive. I'm probably going to pick it up. Next, we have a Dynamic Forces again. This is the gold foil Tomb Raider Scarface's Treasure. And if you look at that cover, I mean, that thing looks like it's Angelina Jolie just coming off. Uh, you know, it's the covers by Texeira. Um, and I think it really is. It's a cool cover, and not only that, it's limited again with the COA. It's limited to 500 copies. If it's a decent price, and I can find it, I will probably pick it up. And as I said, it's got the gold spot foil, so kind of cool. Definitely something for my collection. And as I said, Good Girl Art, Tomb Raider, and Witchblade. And I mean, this is an iconic Witchblade pose. This is iconic Witchblade uh, beginning of the Witch Hunt run. Um, it's Witchblade number 80. It's the cover A. And I also grabbed at the same time the free reader copy. Exact same story, exact same cover, other than the free reader copy. Uh, kind of a Witchblade completist, so I'm trying to get as many variants as I possibly can. Um, really cool, love that run, and I'm trying to finish off the Witchblade run itself anyway. So making the variants, just making it a little tough, um, especially in the late run stuff. Again, Witchblade Emerald City Comic Con, and it's a Marc Silvestri cover. Uh, It's Witchblade. It's good girl art. It's sexy girl art. I mean, I'm a sucker for it. What can I say? Uh, if I get it or if I see it and it's a decent price, picking it up. Witchblade, again, part of the War of the Witchblades run. This is the Wizard exclusive of Witchblade 129. Um, Nothing really much more to say. It's Robbie Rodriguez Diamond exclusive. Wizard World Chicago exclusive. Jeez. Um, and it's sorry, not Robbie Rodriguez. It's John Tyler. Um, Witchblade. What more do I have to say? Next up, this is who was Robbie Rodriguez, and this is the Diamond exclusive of Spider-Gwen number 12. You can see overlooking everything, it's the King in Black, Mr. Null himself. And this is, again, as I said, the Diamond exclusive. So this was part of the Diamond Retailer Summit that you went to every year. Diamond brought all their invited all their retailers to come see what's going on. In fact, that's where Diamond bought my software in 2007 when I went to it. So it was really cool. Brings a little bit of nostalgia back. Not obviously this one because I wasn't there, but um, it's a cool variant that not everybody had. All right. Well, next we're going to go into CPVs. Um, you know I love my CPVs. There's not much. I don't I I don't hide that I love my Canadian price variants. I'm Canadian. It's really cool. It's um, the percentages of the rarity, especially when you get them in high grade, is astonishing. It's more than newsstands. It's way less than newsstands. Uh, so it's absolutely cool when you get to find them. And again, especially in high grade. First up, we've got Crystar number 1. Now the big one in this run is obviously Crystar number 8, which has the logo for Danzig, the band, where Danzig actually got the idea from. But this is the very first um, comic. It was huge. The toys were big. And, a lot of people remember having the toys in the 80s. And, this is a Canadian price variant that I thought was kind of cool. And so I grabbed the set. And when I mean the set, I mean quite a few. So that's Crystar number 2, Crystar number 3, Crystar number 6, and Crystar number 7. All Canadian price variants, all really cool covers, especially some of the painted stuff. Like that Nightcrawler is really cool. I want to look back at, I think it's Senkowitz that did those painted covers, but I might be wrong, so I'll have to check. If it's not Senkowitz, chat, or when you're watching this later, say in the comments exactly who it is and let me know. Next, we've got Teen Titans number 26. Again, nothing crazy on the story. It's not a real big key, it's a minor key. It's first appearance of Terra, but it's a Canadian price variant. It's in great shape, and again, I'm going to grab it. Batman 288. Cool cover with Mirror Master. And Batman 390. Kind of a cool backdrop with Batman there. Again, both Canadian price variants. So again, hard to find, but still in absolutely amazing shape. So hard to beat for me. Next, we've got a Canadian price variant of number 4 Magic, Illyana Rasputin, where she becomes Darkchild. So it's from the pages of the X-Men. It's in the 80s. It's Canadian price variant. It's a cool character, and Magic's really making a resurgence lately. So that was nice to get. Next, Master of Kung Fu, 122. Not a key, nothing special, just an absolute really cool cover. It's, Canadian price variant, just got to pick it up. So, what more can I say? Vision and Scarlet Witch number 1. This was the volume 2. It wasn't the mini series, but it was a short run. Really cool, but again, Canadian price variant, so something a little different. Top Dog. If anybody remembers the commercial or the cartoon in the 80s, Top Dog was always getting into trouble with Heathcliff and the gang. Part of Star Comics, which was a division of Marvel that was for kids. These things are hard to come by, especially in high grade. They were on the Canadian newsstands, and they were read by kids, and those things used to get beat up quite often. So finding them in good shape is getting hard to find. Next, same thing, Star Comics and Care Bears, because it's the Care Bear stare. Everybody kind of remembers Care Bears, the toys. Well, they had a cartoon and they had a comic, and again, Canadian newsstand, Canadian price variant, hard to find, especially in high grade. And everybody seems to, at least I hope they remember, Thundercats. Well, Thundercats, Canadian price variant, number 2. I'm still looking for my number 1 Canadian price variant, so I'm on the lookout for something really high grade on that. Well, I got my number 2. Next, we've got Fantastic Four 286. It's the return of Jean Grey. Yeah, she didn't come back in X-Men, but she came back in the Fantastic Four. And of course, coming right out of X Factor, which was the original team or the original X-Men team. So it ties in. This is the Canadian price variant, obviously. So higher grade, hard to find. This one's almost minty. I think I had one already. but I saw it. It was really cheap. Canadian price variant, not passing it up. Incredible Hulk 322. Nothing about the story really, but again, perfect storm. Now this one is cool. It's Secret Wars #6 in Canadian price variant. Now this one is a key. Obviously, it's the cameo appearance of Spider-Woman, Julia Carpenter, where she shows up in #7. And some of this stuff is getting pulled from for the new Marvel movies, the Avengers Secret Wars, or the Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars movies. So really cool. Canadian price variant, high grade. And we've got the release of the 4th episode of Daredevil last night. So, or today. It was really, it was interesting. But coming out of it is part of the Frank Miller run, right after the death of Elektra, Daredevil 187. It's an iconic cover. It's the first team appearance of the Chaste. It's Daredevil just being grieving and going crazy. So, absolutely cool cover, and of course, it's Canadian price variant. And keeping with the Daredevil theme, we've got Marvel's What If, #35. Again, Canadian price variant. What if Elektra had lived? So it would have been, what had happened. Also, what if Yellow Jacket had died? So it was a double what if. It's a kind of a thick issue. Needs a little bit of cleaning, but it's Canadian price variant, so definitely had to grab it. Now again, really, really beautiful copy. Canadian price variant. I'm surprised it made it this nice for this long. G.I. Joe 44. It's the first appearance of Dr. Mindbender, Crankcase, Bazooka, Airtight, Heavy Metal, and the Bats. Let's face it, pretty much every G.I. Joe is a first appearance for probably somebody. They just kept cranking out those toys like there was no tomorrow. But again, this copy is beautiful, and it is Canadian price variant, so I'm just repeating myself. Gotta grab it. And another one that's not quite as nice, but still definitely in the high grade range, and that's G.I. Joe 48 Canadian price variant. Again, Yo Joe. And it's the first appearance of Sergeant Slaughter, at least in comics. He was a wrestling figure and became a G.I. Joe icon. So we've got Zartan on the cover, getting roadblock in a nice chokehold. So Canadian price variant. Yep. Need I say more? Next one up's a beautiful copy. This thing's going to CGC. It's Canadian price variant of one of my favorite Transformers issues out there. And it's Transformers 10. It is the first appearance of the Devastator, the Constructicons, the Makeup Devastator. It's the first cameo appearance of Jetfire, which he has the full appearance in #11. But Canadian price variant, absolutely awesome. And of course, we've got Transformers #12. not really a key, but and it's a little bit. I would say it's probably mid grade. So um, I didn't pay too much, so I'm not complaining. But I need my CPVs. It's sort of like I want my MTV. Well, I got to have my CPVs. Uh, Now these are absolutely beautiful copies. Canadian price variant of Swamp Thing number 30. If I'm not mistaken, 30 is the last time it's called the Saga of the Swamp Thing. Actually, yes, it is because I have 31 next. This is the last time it's called the Saga, which is Volume 2, and the 10th book in the Alan Moore run. Um, Really, really cool cover. I absolutely love Swamp Thing Alan Moore run, which is Swamp Thing 22. I can't remember. Um, it is in my top five best runs to read in all of comics. I absolutely love it. So that was cool. Um, and as I said, uh, number 31. So it's Canadian price variant. It's Swamp Thing. It's high grade. It's something I want. It's a cool cover. Just, I mean, I'm getting way too repetitive, especially with all these CPVs. Um, Next, we've got number 39 in a Canadian price variant. Um, really cool cover, Swamp Thing in the water. Uh, just awesome. And here's a bit of an irony, which, um, this copy is Swamp Thing 44 with the United States flag on the background, but it being a Canadian price variant. Now I have this in obviously in direct and newsstand anyways, but yeah, this is it in Canadian price variant. So I just the juxtaposition I had to grab. So I would have grabbed it anyways, but um, now you saw last week that I picked up Thor 337, the first Beta Ray Bill in Canadian price variant. Absolutely minty copy. Well, here's a follow up. This is 338, the second appearance of Beta Ray Bill in Canadian price variant, and again, minty copy. Really, really high grade. Going to CGC. Um, Along with it, while I love it, and it is part of that story arc, it's the third appearance of Beta Ray Bill, really minty copy, and obviously the first appearance of Stormbreaker, um, the weapon of Beta Ray Bill. It That one probably I'm not going to send to CGC just because I don't think it's big enough. I it's a cool key, but just maybe not as cool as the other two. And of course, we've got one of the hardest CPVs out there to find, and I was lucky that I found it. Thor 370. It's one of the last of the runs that were in the CPV. Really hard to get. Absolutely awesome. Again, not a key, but Canadian price variant and very hard to find. Now, would I love the one before this in Canadian price variant, especially in this shape? absolutely. And I'm going to get it one day. I just got to find it. And that's part of the fun in doing the hunt. But this is the Canadian price variant of the Amazing Spider-Man 239. 238 was the first appearance of the Hobgoblin, the iconic Hobgoblin ripping Spider-Man in half. Well, this is the second appearance and the first battle between Spider-Man and the Hobgoblin. Canadian price variant, absolutely dead minty. This puppy's going to CGC. Staying in the same vein, CPV, Amazing Spider-Man, 247. Nothing special, just a cool cover. Um, and of course, Canadian price variant. Now this one, 260. Again, a really cool cover, Hobgoblin and Spider-Man with Harry Osborn. Uh, or sorry, yeah, I think it's Harry. Uh, I haven't read it in so long, but yeah, absolutely cool. Um, Canadian price variant, Spider-Man, Hobgoblin, minty, nothing more to say. And the final one of the Canadian price variants that I got was 275. Um, again, a Hobgoblin cover. Uh, it is the origin of Spider-Man retold. It's obviously a symbiote costume, the black costume, um, and it, as I said, Canadian price variant, super minty. This puppy fetches a good price too. So those are my CPVs uh, for this week. Now, as I said, I got quite a bit, so I still have some to go, and that are either as rare or maybe a little bit less rare or more rare. I'm not sure. I'd have to crunch numbers. I think it's sort of kind of uh, A, column B type of thing um, with Canadian price variants, but Mark Jewelers. Now, Mark Jewelers, if you don't know, they were a a jewelry company, obviously Mark Jewelers. Um, but what they did is they put the adverts or the inserts in certain comics, and they were sold. They were only sold at U.S. military bases in the continental U.S. Um, the idea was that when you were away, you wanted to get your significant other, your wife or your girlfriend, um, a ring, um, just so you knew that you were, or to let her know that you know she was yours, and a lot of propositions of marriage happened from from the pages of the Mark Jeweler catalogs. Um, but yeah, they were only to service members, and how you do or denote, obviously inside the Mark Jewelers insert, but they were only on certain newsstands. Um, and if you ever found a star stamp or a stamp that was usually a star, uh, that meant that it was actually sold to an active um, military member um, on the base. So it's kind of cool to see them. I don't think any of these have the star stamps, but the Mark Jewelers, they definitely do have. And there were different color inserts in the books. But if you're watching this, you're a comic fan, you know what Mark Jewelers are. Well, here are some of the ones I got this week. Spectacular Spider-Man number 88. Nothing really special. It's got Spider-Man and Black Cat, but it is a Mark Jewelers. And in pretty damn good shape. And I mean, I want to say in the 9s. This one. This is another project book that I'm going to have to do a little bit of fixing, some cleaning. It's got a little bit of water rippling, so I've got to fix that in the humidity chamber and whatnot. But this is Spectacular Spider-Man number 90. It's the second appearance of Spider-Man's black costume. And this rounds out my quadruplet for this issue. And what I mean by the quadruplet, that means the direct, the newsstand, the Canadian price variant, and the Mark Jewelers. I only have probably about 5, I want to say 5 issues that I've completely done the quadruplet on. Teen Titans 44, the first Nightwing, is probably the one that pops to mind, but this is another one. I'm still short on a couple ones, either the Mark Jewelers or the Canadian price variants, so looking at hammering home some of those in the next year. But yeah, really cool, and that issue is spiking like crazy. Now this copy is absolutely beautiful, and it's Spectacular Spider-Man number 93. Again, Black Suit Spider-Man, Black Cat, and Mark Jewelers. So, not a key, but still a cool cover. And Black Cat, a little bit of bondage. Now this one you've probably seen, but again, it's Spectacular Spider-Man number 99. It's in a Mark Jewelers. It's the first appearance of the Spot, which you saw in the Spider-Verse cartoons or movies. So it's really cool. Beautiful copy. Al Milgrom cover. Just iconic. Spider-Man getting his butt whooped by Spot. And again, Mark Jewelers. Now, this one I had to fight a little hard for. I love it. It's high grade. It's really high grade, especially if I can get do a little bit of cleaning on it, and it'll be phenomenal. This is the John Byrne negative space variant, Spectacular Spider-Man 101. As I said, I had to fight hard. I spent a little bit on it. This wasn't super cheap, but my God, in high grade in Mark Jewelers, this thing is expensive in very high grade. And so this is getting cleaned, pressed, and this puppy is going down to CGC. Next, we've got Spectacular Spider-Man number 104. Again, a Mark Jewelers. Not a key, but it is Mark Jewelers. Peter Parker 114. It's got a little bit of a miswrap on it. But it's still Mark Jewelers, hard to find. 117, an iconic Black Cat cover, Doctor Strange, but it is Mark Jewelers and in beautiful shape. 118, Black Suit Spider-Man, Mark Jewelers. Now this one was really cool. I love the 101, but this one I'm trying to get the 25th anniversary covers, the whole set, and I'm too short. This wasn't one of the ones I was short. I already had this in both direct and newsstand, but this is Mark Jewelers, and oh boy, these puppies are tough to find and tough to find in high grades. So I'm absolutely loving that I got it. That's Spectacular Spider-Man 120. Here's 129. Again, black suit. Mark Jewelers. 130. Kingpin, the Hobgoblin, black suit Spidey. Spidey's got 24 hours to complete the Hobgoblin's mission, or he and Harry Osborn will die. Mark Jewelers, Black Suit Spider-Man, great shape. Now this one's cool, especially because of the black cover. This thing is in beautiful shape, and it's Spectacular Spider-Man 131. It's part 3 in the Kraven's Last Hunt series. And it's all about the vermin. So really cool. And then, of course, Black Suit Spidey, Mark Jewelers. The conclusion to that in 132 with the vermin, Black Suit Spidey, Mark Jewelers, and of course 135, more black suit, more Mark Jewelers, more beautiful shape. Cannot go wrong. Absolutely love it. So that's what I got for the Raws. I did end up getting one slab. Amazing Spider-Man 583. It's the Obama cover variant in a 9/8. This is when Spidey meets Barack Obama. So again, got some cool stuff this week, more than I thought I did. But it was probably because I lumped them. I was just like, oh yeah, okay, Canadian price variants and Mark Jewelers, and I was just figuring there was probably only a couple, and I totally forgot because it was in a batch. So I absolutely got some cool stuff this week. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you guys got, and of course, get out there, go collecting, go hunt, find that diamond in the rough. Continue having fun, and of course, as Red Green says, keep your stick on the ice.
Hey, what are you doing, man? Why are you still sticking around? I mean, if you're gonna be here, hit the like and subscribe. You know you want to do it. Santa tells you to do it. If you don't do it, you're not getting jello in your stocking next year. The earth is flat, man. Deal with it.